What is going on, guys? KrysticMusic here. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. We're glad to have you today. We're in Ableton. As you can see, we're going to be taking a look at festival music, whatever you want to call it. Basically some heavy trap, heavy festival stuff. It reminded me back in the day, if you remember Carnage, Spaceman, that kind of vibe. So I'm gonna do the best I can to kind of break this down. I made this track for this video, and we're just gonna get rocking with it. I made a little intro, a little like chorus part for vocals, and then like a little build up kind of thing, and then the drop. And then maybe we'll get to the breakdown, but basically I just wanted to show y'all how I kind of set this up, and then in the next video I'll kind of like start from scratch, and then we'll make a song together. But I thought this video would be cool to see. You're in Ableton, if you're a beginner, intermediate, whatever, what it kind of looks like to have this kind of mapped out. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I did add my own vocals to this because I want to add a vocal to this because it's like a deeper vibe, the drop, and I wanted to add maybe like a female vocal, like a high vocal kind of thing. So I'm gonna turn off my vocals just so y'all can hear like what it is, and then I'll turn them on later. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play it for you without the vocal. Basically it's an intro. This part right here is kind of the same because I want to have a vocal, otherwise I would have a lead kind of. I wanted the vocals to be the melody, if that makes sense, so it sounds kind of dry in the middle of this, but we'll go ahead and get to the intro. And then that is the drop. We'll go ahead and go to the drop now. With vocals, it kind of sounds like this. This is what I meant when I wanted the vocals to be the melody. I just haven't found the right vocal yet. You know what I'm saying? I did make my own vocal just to see what it would sound like. That's just something I do. Otherwise, I just scrap the vocal altogether. So you can tell the vocal adds like another element to it. I just haven't found the right one. When I'm making the vocals, I just do it like right here as I'm making it. So like if I wanted to keep this, I'd probably make it different, make it sound better. But I really want like a female vocal on this, kind of like a vibe. And then this is the drop right here. I kind of wanted the drop to sound like gritty and heavy. You know what I mean? Kind of like almost like slurred. So I can play around with like high melodies. So it stops and then it comes in like really hard. That's pretty much the drop, and I just did this right now. These are like kind of like the melody that I was trying to get for, and this is the vocal that I put in.
No lights, no lights, even when there's no lights, no lights, no lights, even when there's no lights, no lights.
Kind of give it a little like more darker feeling. Okay, so let's break it down. Intro, basically. So I got this sample from Splice, little guitar, and I just literally put it there to get like the background sound. I just took the low end off, and basically you just hear the guitar plucks. I think I'm gonna chop it up even more, so you don't hear like this part maybe, but we'll do that in another video. So that's basically this. This is just the guitar part. And you can even just play around with samples. Like I can play around with samples all day. You know what I mean? Like you can reverse it. I don't know how that sounds. I could see that. Like you could see like Travis Scott on that. You know what I mean? Like play around with your samples. Do whatever you want with your samples. Okay, so the next we have this kind of like sub bass, but it's like a pad also. And then I put a auto filter on that. I just EQ'd these real quick. This is not the final EQ, by the way. But I put an auto filter on that for the frequency, so it starts off real low, and then it creeps up. It creeps up to this level. I like to do that for like mostly all my intros, like not gonna lie. This is the little violin kind of thing that you were hearing. This is what it sounds like when it's at like full frequency. And this is in the key of C sharp minor, I think. So everything's in that key. So that's basically what this is right here. It's a cool little trick for your intros and even like your build-ups to put the frequency. Basically, you just add an auto filter, you put the frequency, you click this button right here, and this is like all your like modulation and stuff. So you just set it down as low as you want and then put it all the way up when you want it to. So that is the intro right there. Going up to the little crash here, I did put this little symbol here. It's like an atmospheric symbol in the beginning there. Crash, I always use this crash. I don't know why. I always reverse my crashes. I most of the time reverse them. Sometimes I don't. It's just easier than making a white noise. If I really want to, I'll make white noise, but otherwise if I'm doing something real quick, I'll just take the crash, unwarp it, and then reverse it so I can make that build up real quick. The drums are pretty standard. I just made them real quick. The sub bass, I do have a little slide going on there. To get that effect, you literally just, whatever note you're on, you just have to make sure you're in key, like bring it up like 1 or 2 octaves. So like if I go, wait, hold on, right here. So you see, just to get that slide effect, and just depending on your sound, just depending on what you have. I'm using massive right now. I made this bass and I just love this bass. I don't know why I love it so much, but I have all these things on there. You can do the drive, volume, reverb on it, low pass filters, the tail of it. So I don't know why I love this bass so much. It's just like my go-to bass when I'm making music, and then if I want, I'll change it. The kick drums are basically where the subs are. And then I have a compressor on the sub bass, sidechain to the kick drum so it doesn't clash at the beginning right here. So the kick drum, I mean the sub bass kind of ducks for like a little half second so that you can hear the kick a little bit more. These are just build up snares. Just quick, light snares, nothing too punchy. This is, I think, the main snare, is it? Oh no, these are the hi-hat. Hi-hats and cymbals and things like that, I like to group them together. I have a hi-hat pan to the left. As you can see here, I have a hi-hat pan to the right. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I have a hi-hat pan to the right. Let me put this up here so you can see it. And then I have a middle hi-hat. And to do that is literally the left hi-hat and the right hi-hat are the same. And then I have a different hi-hat for the middle. So the left and the right are the same ones. And then the one in the middle, which is like both ears, is a different hi-hat. And I have it set to around 30 to the left, 30 to the right. But yeah, to pan, it's this second little box right here that you can change. So the cymbals all together sounds like this. Kind of like a little jazz vibe, but like underneath. The snares, I think I have 3 snares. On this one, I did reverse the snare. So you see here, let me take this off. So you see on the reverse snare, it goes, basically just adds a little atmosphere to the actual snare. Because this snare is it's like a punchy snare. And then under that, I added this kind of snare, which just brings out the punchiness. And then of course you have your crash here. So the drums sound like this when you put them all together. And then without that like snare piece, I'll probably turn it down, but you could it adds another element to it. And I can probably add some delay to that snare actually to give it a little more room. I'm gonna add a regular delay to it. Hold on. That's good. I don't want it too much. Alright, so that's good. Those are the drums, and then this is the new sound that comes in. It's just a pad of chords, in the same C sharp minor scale. Ooh, if I can get it up there. Pause. Basically just regular chord progression. Just made it real quick, just the 3 progression here. So it kind of sounds like majestic, and then that goes in line with this bass here. It's just I took the root note of it, so that's the bottom note. Whoops. To make it sound a little more heavy. And that is basically it for like the sounds in the beginning. And then if you add that guitar pluck, these are the instruments. So it's very simple. And the reason why it's so simple is because, like I said, I want to add like a female vocal to it, and that's just going to add even more craziness to it. So I can't really add more melody as of right now because I don't know what the vocal is going to sound like. So that the melody part is just going to complement the vocals. So I don't want anything to clash, you know what I'm saying? So this is basically just like the bass of the bass line of what we're doing. It's kind of something that you want to think about when you want to add vocals to a track. You kind of want to make your instruments complement your vocals. That's why I don't have many things going on when it comes to like the build up and stuff regarding melodies, because I want the vocals to be the melody. Kind of right here, like my vocals are kind of like the melody and complement the chords. Found out it's never too late, I'm just in time. So if you imagine a piano on that, it'll be like na 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 na. So you can make anything out of that. Na 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 na. You know what I mean? So it just kind of, it'll complement the vocals. That's why I'm looking for like a spoken word type of thing. I don't know what I'm looking for. This is just a process. The drop, basically I took the same kind of pattern here with the bass and snare. I kind of slower, if you know what I mean. This is at 150 BPM, by the way. You can do it at 150, 140, 120. Like honestly, it doesn't really matter. Like any of those will be fine. It just depends on what you're going for. I wanted a dark kind of atmosphere. So the only new sounds we added are this little sound right here in the middle. I think this is, no, I did not add this actually. So I'm playing around with different kind of melodies. So this is one of them. And I like to keep the melodies and the different sounds that I mess around with, because I may use it for the second drop. You know what I mean? So I keep this in there, I just mute it, you know what I mean? But I am going to just put it to the side. That's what that is. You got this little sound just complementing the bass there. Serum, this is the second half of the drop. This is just like a video game type of sound to add to the dark atmosphere. It's like a little breathy. These are the horns that you hear in the beginning. Now I have them like on every measure. I might do it on every drop, but we'll see. This is also like the other one I had. I don't know if I kind of like that. I'm not sure, but it's just a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? So this will add it to the side, and this is the type of stuff we'll work together on the second drop in the next video, because it's getting a little long. But I'm glad I'm able to explain this. This is the lead of the drop. I made it real quick. I might come up with another pattern, but this is kind of like that head bobbing, dark sound that I wanted to go for. Like it's kind of dark and slow, and then maybe in the second drop I'll kind of freak out and make it fast. And then this is just like a bass screech at the beginning that you hear. Could use a little reverb. This right here is the main kind of weird sound that you kind of hear at the start. So I found this sound in, I think it was a preset in, I have no idea where. So this is called Shocking Arabic Trap, right? So I've never used this bass before. Basically, this is what it sounds like. I just loved how it was dark and kind of bubbly. And this is like real low octave in the same key. So if you beep it up, it just goes faster. kind of reminded me of like Excision or like a dinosaur growl or something. I just liked it so much. That is basically the drop, and then all together sounds like this, of course. And then the melody's not that crazy on the lead because I do want to add some type of vocal, like I was saying.
No lights, no lights, even when there's no lights.
And then the breakdown, I literally just copied and pasted it like right before this video, so it'll be different, but basically I added the violins again. This, I think it's just random. On that one, I just added that just to remind myself, like when I do add a vocal, I'm gonna add that vocal there. I'm just gonna mess with the sound, maybe chop it up, do something with the vocal that's different from the beginning. But basically that's how I set up kind of this, like the start of my track. It's a lot of copy and pasting and then taking out and adding. Everything is in the same key, and then you kind of mess with it. Like here you can tell like this is in the same key, it's just different. So you got two different kind of sounds. I don't know, I may mess with it.
No lights, no lights.
And then let me know if y'all want me to get into all the little effects I add. I add like compressor, OTT, saturator, just a small EQ, reverb, delay, whatever's on there, and of course the serum actual effects as well. If you want me to go into that, I can. If you want like a sound design kind of thing, it just takes so long. It's like its own separate video. Everything in this can be its own separate video. This is basically just the layout of everything and how like I lay it out. And then once you lay it out, you can go by each section is what I do. So I go by the intro, take some stuff out, put some stuff in, the build-ups, the actual like verse and chorus part, and then the drop. I can do that now since I know like exactly what kind of sections are what. So that's like kind of how I work and how I do this stuff. And you can find your own way, but at least now you have some sort of guide to follow. Hope this helped. I know it's kind of everywhere, but I wanted to break down like the intro, the verse, the build-ups, the drop, the breakdown kind of thing, just so y'all can see and what kind of instruments I used, how the drums changed up, different techniques that I use, like regarding like the reverse crashes, the reverse snares, the kind of, you know, the ear panning left and right on your hi-hats, a different hi-hat in the middle, reverb, delay, kind of, you know, there's a lot of things that you could take from this video, but I hope you took at least something. This one, I'm gonna make more Ableton live videos and DJ videos, like tutorials and stuff like that. And just like even in Ableton, we'll do like a make a beat with me kind of thing, make a beat in like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, just so we'll basically make it together. It won't be already made like this one. I just wanted y'all to actually physically see what the setup looked like. But anyways, that's enough yapping from me, and I hope y'all have a great day, great night, whatever you're having. As always, keep making music, keep listening to music. My name is KrysticMusic. I'm out. Peace.